think we're good. I just went live. Where's my follower count? No. Where are you at? Are you at home? Where are you?
Yeah, I just got back from work.
Is that your living room
So
or
I'm
is that
at
your bedroom?
living room.
Oh, really?
You've sat on this
Oh,
couch many
yeah.
a time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I guess I haven't seen what the background looks like or behind the couch. Or I haven't
Yeah,
taken any.
we got the blank white wall. It's a lot to take in.
Look at that
So
whiteboard.
yeah, you got a
Um,
lot to take in right there.
all right. I am live. Let me double check my chat works. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. Wait, I'll send the link to our PC and just say we're chatting.
I sent it off to mine.
Chatting with room for. All right, bye. All right, well, appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I've been trying to come on here for a while
I
now.
know. I feel like it's tough when you're working because I usually just do this during my work day because I don't really give a fuck about my actual job.
Yeah, and my ass has to sprint home to get there.
Right. Having the real KBC job.
Yeah, we did like client drinking today and all that shit, so it's always
Yeah, unless
good.
you guys are done with your holiday party season, you're back
Fuck,
to
thank
back
God.
ones.
Fucking thank God.
Let's see. KBC fucking loves their holiday shit.
Anytime we can find an excuse.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, basically, just come on here and I use this as an outlet for myself to just literally spew whatever is on the mind. So if you have anything that's on the mind, let me know. I mean, I think the probably the starting point I would choose is the dogs. As
Dude, there's so much talk about the dogs. All these awards are coming out right
I
now.
know the awards are what I saw the Home Depot Coach of the Year award.
Kalen DeBoer, that was a no-brainer, I
Yeah.
think. I think it seems like the consensus was that it was a done deal. Like he got it, right? You lead your team.
Right.
Uh
Right.
the one that I'm already fired up about, and it's not even because Rome didn't win.
Right.
The Bolitnikov was such horseshit.
Yeah. It's
I'm not even calling for Rome.
there's no I know. Well, the thing is to me is like I don't know where the preconceived notions like of teams how they get ranked is one thing, but with players and with a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr., where what he did last year and what he's perceived as like in the draft having so much stake in his campaign this year is frustrating as a fucking Rome fan. Because I think with the Blitnikoff, if he's going to the Heisman, it's his.
Dude, yeah, and I got in a fight with somebody at work because I was just having beers at work and I was on my way out and then they announced it and I was all mad. They're like, "Oh, you're being a Rome homer." I was like, "Dude, it's not even about Rome.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors was the best wide receiver in college football this year, stats wise."
Yeah.
And he was going, "Well, when you look at Marvin, he's going number 3 in the draft." I'm like, that doesn't mean
That doesn't mean
fucking
shit.
anything.
That means
Like
literally nothing.
think about some of the last first overall picks, and that they don't win the Heisman. They just end up winning it because they got their numbers or whatever. They built for it. That is like the worst way to judge a player on deserving award.
Yeah. I think, and it's, I don't know. And it's something, also, well, first of all, Thompson says this guy looks like he'd be weak in the post. Just so you know.
Thompson's been weak in the post. It's good that he chimes in his little
Yeah,
ass.
right. No, I think it, and that's the thing is I think that like college football, I think kind of sports in general, but like college football, and I've been talking about this all week of like how preconceived notions and like Vegas's impact and whatever they like their ability to put their like odds and title favorites on things or winner favorites whatever you may be on things is just so stuck in people's heads. Like Marvin Harrison has probably been the Blitnikoff favorite all year. He's been projected to go number 3 of the draft all year. I feel like no one is looking at actually what's happening. And I think part of the Rome thing is West Coast bias. But with Neighbors, it's like, are you blind to what he's doing on the field and the stats? Like, I feel like people are pulling up stats and trying to use that for Marvin Harrison, and it's not really working.
Yeah, the argument I was getting at work was, are you watching the game? He gets double teamed every time. I'm like, you think Rome didn't? I mean, watch every single Husky game. I was at 10 of them this year. Every time he lined up, that safety was pretty much not playing safety.
Yeah.
He was right behind Rome the entire time. But I'm not using that as argument.
Yeah, it can't be a Blitnikoff, panel or finalist pool without all of them being double teamed, because that's the point of the award.
There's a reason why they're in the Blitnikoff.
Yeah. So I think
if you're a smart defense, you'll double team them.
Right. And so I think it's tough with Rome. I think maybe with the Heisman it goes a little bit different, because it's not like there was anyone in there. Well, Bo for Heisman ads probably got a lot of people. Those things worked wonders. But I think the Heisman one is a little different because none of these guys were really supposed to win the Heisman.
Caleb was, yeah.
Caleb was.
I think Bo finishes third.
I think Bo finishes third too.
And now I'm playing the hopeless Husky fan that's like, well, they clearly don't give a shit about stats if they gave Marvin the Blitnikoff. If they don't care about stats and they're just going off name and what they've done and who they are, then you better give the Heisman to Mike. Otherwise, it just kind of trumps it, right? It's like if Neighbors didn't win it for his stats, Mike doesn't have the stats. Daniels has the stats, but Mike has the resume. Mike has he's the only player in the playoff.
Yeah.
He just won the Maxwell, which, by the way, I just found out 8 of the last 9 Maxwell Award winners have won the Heisman.
Really?
The one not winning is the year that Devonta Smith won the Heisman.
Really? Well, kind of is the writing on the wall. Ty Good is good is in the chat. He says, he points out the inflated stats. I feel like a lot of people pick and choose when they want to use the North Alabama games or the the FCS schools for their arguments. Even Bo Nix, they played Portland State and put up 80 points. I think Bo didn't play 2 of those, but I feel like people pick and choose those. And again, I think it's a lot of what people have gotten away from is the Penix thing of he literally won 13 games. I think to your point of Marvin Harrison won the Blitnikoff. He didn't have the stats. Shouldn't Penix win the Heisman because even though he doesn't have the stats? Well, what the real thing is, and we both know, is the West Coast bias.
Yeah.
And it's really the SEC and Big Ten, and that's where you're going to win it no matter what.
Yeah.
What's tough is we can spin it either which way to where one of them should have won, but
if everyone's even odds right now, and I had $1,000 to go bet on it, I'm taking Daniels.
For sure.
His number 50 touchdowns is absurd.
Yeah.
And everyone forgets they ran for didn't he run for over 1,000 yards this year?
That's if we're really looking stats for stats, it's he has 1,100 yards, and Michael Penix has negative 100 or something because
he's negative 15 going into last week.
Because sacks count as rushing yards.
Such bullshit.
I'll even pull that up, but
it's not like he got sacked that much either. He just didn't run.
No, he
right?
just didn't run. Yeah, he didn't even attack that much, but he just didn't run that little.
He got sacked 11 times.
He's got him by 400 yards in passing, 42-18. But where is rushing? He's literally got 29 carries for negative 18 yards is Michael Penix. His second worst season of his career. So not too bad. But yeah, it's just it's tough. It's tough that we can be right and then also it cannot happen because I kind of feel like that's the case. I feel like we have true arguments for, and there's old heads in the SEC fan base or voting or whatever it may be that on any given year, if an SEC quarterback went 13-0 and they were the reason their team was so good, and that team made the made the playoff, if Jackson Dart did it at Ole Miss or something, and they went 13.
Forget about it.
You
Heisman.
know that Jackson Dart would win it over Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, forget about it. I mean, seriously, it's
then they would pull out the argument that argument that they want to make. Those old people is the argument that we are making for Penix, but they can just choose to go the other way when it's convenient.
Yeah, I mean the biggest West East snub of all time is that they gave it to Derrick Henry over McCaffrey that 1 year.
Right.
McCaffrey was the best player in college football that year. It wasn't even close.
On 3 levels, in receiving and rushing and in punt returning.
Yeah, he was kick returning and he was dirty. It was just absurd.
Right.
But I don't know. I think Mike will get second. I think Bo will get third. I think Mike beating Bo, they'll at least give Mike that over him.
Sure.
And I can't argue against Daniels winning, but you can make the argument that, yeah, if he was in the SEC, if he was at Ohio State, he's at Michigan.
And it's not like he's not nasty. Like,
no.
He's a hella good quarterback. I mean, his draft stock has gone insane. I think he's the kind of dual threat you want. But it's just like I feel like the winning ways and I feel like I kind of said this earlier this week, like 10, 15 years ago, like you get called a nerd if you tried to bring up stats, especially by SEC people. You'd be like, oh, who won the football game, right? Like now I feel like it's kind of flipped the other way. It's like, well, actually, all the fucking people on Twitter.
Well, it flips when it's to their benefit.
For sure.
So, I mean, I still have like this little sliver of hope that they might pull it out. Winning the Maxwell was huge for him, man. That was awesome. Yeah. The Maxwell Award is defined as the most outstanding player in college football.
Yeah.
Technically. Yeah, the O'Brien's the best quarterback. Maxwell's the most outstanding player in college football.
Oh, yeah, Mike Penix.
Yeah, so that's a big one.
That'd be sick. I mean, that would be fucking dope.
That'd be awesome. I mean, he's going to be the highest ranked Heisman UW's ever had, right? No one's ever finished top 2. Browning was 5. I think Edmund got 4.
Sure.
The year he went first in the draft, I think he was 4.
Well, we'll see. I mean, at this point, it's kind of house money if he gets it. I'm not expecting him to, but
it'd just be good for the.
When do they announce it tomorrow? Like 5?
Probably 5. I haven't looked into it too much, but
Heisman Awards ceremony Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, so 5. So that means like 6:15 because they'll take 3 hours. What do you got for Texas UW?
I think we match up well because I think the big talking point is like we lose in the trenches to them. And to me, we haven't lost in the trenches to anyone on our offensive side. And we haven't really our strength all year hasn't really been on the defensive line. It's like every once in a while Braylon Trice will make a play. But it's like that defensive line, our defensive line to an O-line has never really gotten a great advantage, and our O-line has held up every step of the way to keeping Penix protected, and I think it can even against guys like Sweat. And if that does, we have them gassed in the secondary.
Yeah, their one weakness. Everyone knows that my uncle is a Longhorn. He's been texting me all week. He's like, the one weakness they have is their secondary. Mm-hmm. That actually happens, believe it or not, to not be a very good recipe to play the UW Huskies in is having a bad DBs. Yeah, believe it or not, they throw the ball pretty well. So, and if we can get Mike protection, man, I mean, fuck. I saw Troy.
All it needs to be is just the run game has to go a little bit, and the protection has to be just good enough. And if Penix can get that ball out, we have like 5 fucking dudes who can cook them. Like it's.
Yeah. And what pisses me off too about the whole trenches bullshit narrative that they're going in, because it takes at least 5 stars and 4 stars and all that. Sure, on paper they're better. You know who the best team in the trenches was all year? Like on both sides of the ball was Oregon. Right. Oregon let up 6 sacks this year, and their D line had probably I don't know, but their D-line's probably in top 10, 15 in sacks.
Well, they poured the numbers out.
And we just fucking shut them down.
Yeah.
It was not even close. I mean, if you watch that entire game, and I think everyone says it, they're like, the trenches up front, UW bent over Oregon, pulled down their little panties, and just fucking railed them right back to whence they came.
Yeah.
Made it remind them of their sister. The inbreds went right back to Eugene.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was dominant. It was truly, that was the most dominant thing that we had on the field. Was up front. We ran the ball right down their throat. They couldn't run shit on us.
At all. And that was
besides that Bo Nix 45-yard scramble. Did they run the ball for more than 10 yards? Like maybe once.
Yeah. That was actually luck too. That was literally lucky.
Yeah, it was a breakdown play.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh yeah, we're on the paper, we're not good in the trenches. Go look at the film, man. Like that's another proof that's just people don't watch us.
Lazy, like
argument you can make.
It's the most lazy argument you get, though. They got big boys down there. It's like, dude, do you see Fautano with his fucking gear up, dude? Like that dude's a fucking monster. Like
dude, you see he won UW Player of the Year.
Really?
Yeah, UW gave him the Player of the Year.
That's sick. I mean, dude,
yeah,
it's their most underrated part of our team is how good that offensive line has been. And so I think if we just win that again, I don't think our D line has ever really won us a game. Like the ZTF strip sack is like the one play I can think of. But they just do a little bit, and then our offensive line holds up. I think we have it. I mean, it feels like at this point, like me wanting to think that we'll do really well and will crush against this good team is like I'm trained as of this season to just be on edge. And it's going to be a close game no matter what because that's how we play. Right.
We're like that good Seahawks team from a couple of years ago where they just won all the time, but they always won close. They never blew out anyone. And I'm knocking on wood here really hard, but I am so much more afraid of Oregon than I am of Texas.
Yeah. I mean, it was supposed to be our complete downfall, beating a team, hard to beat a team twice, all of that. And so now, it feels like, we've done everything we can. We're playing with house money. Now is, this the time where it finally crumbles? I don't know. I feel like we have a shot. So, are you going to New Orleans?
I'm not going to New Orleans. It'll be the fourth game I missed. I missed USC, Stanford, Michigan State, and I'm going to miss this one. Because I land back from family vacation from Christmas on the 30th. I looked into flights I lay over in LA. We looked at flights to go over there. It just didn't make sense. But I'm going to book Houston premature.
Yeah. That's
just in case. Yeah.
Thompson
just in case.
Thompson says New Orleans about to be lit. Are you going, Thompson? Because that would be crazy if you.
Noah, I think
Reba's
going. I know Emmett's going.
I think Bennett's going. I think Perry's
Brandel Turner's going. So there'll be some squad. Dude, Noah will be fun, man.
We need all the help we can get because we are fucked, kind of. No, unless it's Michigan in the Natty, maybe that's our one chance to even it up. But we're kind of fucked fans wise, no matter what happens.
Unless Bama just gets overconfident because they've had 2 or 3 in the last couple of years and they don't show up. Yeah. Bama's the only team I don't want to play either.
For sure. Yeah.
Because that's
What's your thoughts quickly on that other game?
Michigan reminds me a little bit of us in the way that they just grind out wins. Bama has the one thing, and here's the one thing that the same reason that scares me about Michigan against them, and it scares me if we played them, I'm kind of going back to this, is they got the big boys, and when I mean they got the big boys, it's like at some point you can't coach against 18 5-stars, right? At some point they might just have that game.
Yeah.
Like you can DeBoer can out-coach anyone that's close to him, but at one point when you have no 5-stars on your roster and they have 18 of them, it might not even come down to coaching at that point. It might just come down to – I'm not discrediting our boys and what they're doing, but What if they just have one of those days where you're like, oh yeah, by the way, these guys happen to have 17 NFL
Yeah,
players on their roster.
yeah. And well, what I feel worried about Bama is, and why I think Michigan should have a tough time, is the secondaries of Bama are is what their kind of their strength is compared to the rest.
But I don't think Michigan throws it too
Right,
often.
so
Like I think
they might
they're
be
gonna.
comfortable not throwing it and just trying to pound the rock over and over with Corum and whatever the other guy's name is.
Yeah, Corum's a fucking stud, man. I was at the Michigan game when they beat us, and that kid, him and goddamn, what's his nuts on the Lions, Hutchinson, just were like two obvious belligerent game breakers.
Yeah,
Like just by far the most dominant players on both
yeah,
sides.
yeah. All right.
Um,
Oh, you go ahead.
there you go.
Well, I was gonna say let's try some other sport. Let's bounce around here. College football is definitely top of the mind, but I mean, do you got anything on the Seahawks you want to give me? I guess like my lead with that would be like, where's the it's over meter basically going into this Niners game?
We knew the gauntlet was coming. We had Niners, Cowboys, Niners, Eagles.
Right.
Niners game, you lose at home on Thanksgiving. That just sucks. I was full and drunk and pissed.
Yeah.
So it's different, but whatever. And then me and Brandel Turner, who just texted in that he was all upset about some comment I previously made. Me and him went down there before Vegas, and if the refs didn't show up, the Hawks win. That PI, I swear to God, I was sitting around Dallas Cowboys fans, and they were fucking giggling about that call, and I was so fucking mad. But again, you lose, whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose this weekend at the Bay. We're probably gonna lose against the Eagles, so you're gonna be sitting at 6-8. You lost all four out of the gauntlet. If you can steal one, great, and go 7-7. Probably sitting at 6-8, and then you got what?
What up, Def?
3 games left.
Yeah. So what? 6 right now. There's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 5 games. So after Eagles Niners, you'll have 3. You will have. Let me pull it up.
I think it's Pittsburgh.
Cardinals are.
We get Cardinals again.
I think that ends your season. I think Pittsburgh is week 17.
Pittsburgh Cardinals
There's
and
something between the Eagles and the Steelers, I believe.
we should play an NFC South team.
It is.
No, we already played the
It is
Panthers.
Eagles, the Titans, the Steelers,
Titans.
Cardinals. At Niners versus Eagles, at Titans versus Steelers, at Cardinals. I mean, if you snuck those 3 out, and those all look winnable. At Titans is a different beast than Titans on the road, it seemed like. But if you were to win 3 of those and win out 3-2, I mean that's what 9-8.
Here's the problem though: it's 9-8. A team will get in at 9-8.
Yeah.
Here's the problem though: you drop 2 to the Rams,
Right.
and the Rams might very well go 9-8.
Right. So it feels
You
like
can't drop 2 to the Rams, even if the Rams don't go 9-8 and you still don't make it. You can't drop 2 to the fucking Rams.
Right.
You win one of those, 10-7 is a lot better than 9-8.
10-7, and it ties that tiebreaker. Who knows all the bullshit that goes on
Yeah.
with that? They're 5-7 at this point if they lose that game. So that's probably the one. I mean, I think the Cowboys one was emptying the clip and praying, and it almost worked. The problem.
My worry. Oh, sorry, go.
Well, I was just saying the problem is emptying the clip like that, going in then going into the Niners kind of feels like they might beat you so bad it might beat the life out of the team.
And that would be 4 in a row.
Right.
That would be 6-3 to 6-7. The Rams is the one that fucking hurts. It's like you gotta take advantage of those ones.
Right.
And
which the Seahawks rarely seem to do against the Rams.
No, God. My worry is beyond this season because we're not going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Sure.
Like, there's no doubt.
Sure.
Geno Smith will never win a Super Bowl.
Right.
Geno Smith is not the answer. My worry is our inability to adapt at halftime.
Okay.
We go into a half a lot of the times, and we come back the second half and just look like shit.
Right.
The first Rams game is a perfect example.
Sure.
Well, we're up by like 5 or 7 or something. We go in the second half and have 30 total yards of offense. And you know what it is? It's hate to break it to you, it's Pete. Pete's old school. He has the game plan. He's going to run his game plan down his throat. He's not willing to adapt. And the problem is you can't fire Pete. Pete's not going to want to retire.
No.
And if you have this super young team, I think we're like the third youngest starting team in the NFL, which is good.
Yeah.
But you can't have an old fucking timer leading it. You need a
one of those
Shanahan mind. You need a McVay mind. Yeah. Or give me give me D'Amico from Houston. Are you kidding me? He's fucking fantastic.
Right. And I think like at that sense, like when you have the young guys, you need someone. The best way to, you know, revolutionize the young guys and bring them together is a guy who can go in the locker room and just energize them. And it seems like
a relatable character.
That's probably not Pete.
No.
Whether or not the tactics are there is whatever, but I think young players, you know, feed off of a player someone like D'Amico who just played in the NFL, right? Someone who gets it, right?
Fucking Bobby retire, and then we hire him as our head coach.
That's what you need.
He'd be a fantastic head coach. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like bring on Sherman as a D coordinator just to get someone fired up. Like, shit. I don't know. My worry level is low in the sense that I'm not worried about them making the playoffs or not. Like, I'm realistic about what the season is. Gino's not the answer. We have an easy buyout with Gino.
Yeah.
Maybe we get a quarterback, but
yeah, I mean,
man, it's just
and
it's just bad to take a step back.
Right. And I won't even. I mean, like maybe another time we can get into like really the deep long plan. But I do. I mean, and I kind of resonate as a Texans fan. It felt like a free money, a house money season, more or less. And I feel like with the Niners in your guys' division, they're windowing right now. And
I mean, if the Niners don't win this year, man, they lose Chase Young. They can't possibly play Bosa, Armstead, Warner, Hufanga. The blessing they have is fucking Purdy's doing his job.
If Purdy's on year 2. So
he only has 3 years as undrafted. I thought he was only 3 years undrafted. So, but like, do they even need to pay him, man? They just proved like put Geno Smith in that fucking offense and they'll crush.
That's what a lot of people say. I think I'm leaning a bit harder towards Purdy's actually good.
I don't think he's bad, but I think that having that offense. I mean, I saw some like chart that's like his receivers that he throws to on a percentage of like how open they are is like the highest in the NFL by far.
Yeah. No, I've seen that before. And the throws make it easy. The way it's scheme makes it easy. I do think he hits people. He hits them in the chest. He hits them in the hands. He hits them with timing. I'm leaning harder on that side because I'm not like in the Mac Jones could be good in the
no
crowd.
No, Mac Jones can't be good anywhere.
I do obviously see it. The problem is that, sure, would Purdy be worse in another offense? Yeah. Could a lot of quarterbacks succeed in the Niners offense? Sure. Is that the case? Is that the reality we live in? No. They're combined.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
There's nothing.
Who wins the MVP this year in the NFL?
If Dak wins this game, it's Dak. If Dak loses this game, I think it's Purdy. Because the Niners look like they can't be stopped. And even if the Niners win the 1 seed, I think if the Cowboys win the division, that's enough credit to give Dak his 1. And I think they will win this game against the Eagles if Dak plays good enough. Like they need a Dak game in order to win because that's how they've been so dominant so far.
My first hot take of the Jethro podcast. If the Dolphins get the 1 seed, give it to fucking Tyreek.
Give it to Tyreek. I like that one.
I mean, seriously, look at that team.
Right.
He carries that offense.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, oh, Raheem and Ache, and we're really good. look who's been good every week.
Look
If
who's
you
gonna
take
who's gonna hit 2,000.
Tyreek off that, Tua's nothing.
Right.
Tua's a mid quarterback. In every game, he has 100 and a touch.
Right. So what
And
I'll
also, I would listen to CMC too. I think
CM,
CMC
CMC's
deserves to be in the
argument.
come up. He
The
deserves.
problem I have with the Niners, like if you give it to CMC, like you can if you bust it open to any Niners like non QB player, there's so many to choose from that I think it dilutes the rest of Christian like CMC's argument. I think they would just give it to Purdy because he's leading that team. Whereas I get your Tyreek argument that his stats are so resounding.
And just watching the games, man, he's just a game breaker.
Right.
Like it's him. It's not. You never like, oh, nice throw to it. It's like, how the fuck is Tyreek so open?
Yeah.
And how the hell is Tyreek
Or
getting
like
another
It's
catch?
like, he's still go. He's gone.
And there he is. Yeah. Like he adds so much value to that team, and they're still there. Like they're still like in the 1 seed combo, and without him, I seriously think without him, they're a 500 team.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know. I was just that's my hot take,
Right.
but I'm so sick of quarterbacks winning it every year, and
No, I agree.
I don't think any quarterback's been that dominant this year.
No, I do think Dak is.
I think Dak's if a quarterback wins it.
Yeah.
If a quarterback wins it, it's Dak.
So here's
So,
what I'll say,
probably
here's what I'll
Dak.
say with the Tyreek thing, and again, I think with how close the odds are, there's just so much football left to play. So the Dolphins are 9-3.
1 seed right now, right?
Yeah, the only team that they have not beat a team with a winning record.
That is true. But look at the Cowboys.
Right.
Look at the Cowboys.
Right. It's the same thing. So I think with the Cowboys and the Dolphins, it is there for Tyreek, especially if he hits 2,000 and change. Because to me, I think if he hits 2017 or in 16 games, that like really cements that record. But obviously, there's an extra game and that. Whatever.
What if he gets 220? Then you got to call it even.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
It's on the table for the Dolphins and the Cowboys. The Cowboys can beat the Eagles, win the division. It's there for Dak to take from the Niners, right? From Purdy, probably. If the Dolphins, they go Titans, Jets, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills, all of those at home besides the Ravens. If they go 13-3, no. 14-3, even 13-4, maybe drop a Ravens game, get the 1 seed. I think that's there for Tyreek. If those two don't pull it out, like if they stumble, if they don't look good, if they don't get the 1 seed / win the division, it's just the Niners for the taking, because they just want. It's like they want to just anoint the Niners as the best team before the actual playoffs are played.
I think Hurts has played himself out of it the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a little too inconsistent.
Yeah. Mahomes is out, but it's not his fault. It's the receiver's fault.
Yeah.
Josh Allen turns it over too much.
Right.
Zach Wilson is my wild card for sure, too. He's looking really good this year.
I think Zach Wilson will spark it up a little bit in this Texans game. I feel like
come on.
At a certain point, like one of these games has to be his. They keep.
I don't even understand why he was drafted so fucking high. I watch college football. I watched him at BYU.
He threw the one fucking.
And the fucking whatever it is, goddamn.
His pro day. It wasn't even the combine. It was his pro day.
God, that one throw made him so many millions of dollars.
I think it's also just Jets malpractice, Jets poor draft decision, Jets poor development. I think it's a whole mix of things.
But overall, I think too, I don't know if it's because the Huskies have been good. The NFL's been fucking boring this year. Maybe it's the primetime games, man.
It's the points, too.
Is it the primetime games? It's just been boring.
The quarterbacks being hurt. It's the primetime games, like the unders are going stupid. And it's just a bunch of mid teams and no... Like even like this Chiefs Bills game feels a little like, oh god, like who's gonna
Not the same.
fuck it up,
Yeah.
right? Like
Who's
it's
going to turn the ball over less?
right. Even like Eagles Niners was turned into a blowout. Like it's just the product hasn't been great. Tom Brady had a point. Tom Brady did have a
He
point.
did. I mean, God, the NFL has been this year is probably the least since I've been following it. Like since I was like what 12. Then like I'm more excited for college football than I am for Sunday. It's been boring, man. Like we need like a one of those Rams Chief games on prime time. Remember that game a couple years ago on Thursday?
We need
Like
that.
53-50.
Yeah.
We need one of
I
those.
need a barn burner.
We desperately need one of those where you're just like they scored again, or whether the Chiefs Bills or the
Eagles
Chiefs
Cowboys
Bills
might get
game.
there. Yeah. Eagles Cowboys might
Chiefs,
get there.
but I think both those teams aren't excited. Like the Eagles just slowly worked it down the field and then tush pushes in. You're like, oh, okay, whatever. Like fuck. I don't know.
Cowboys play. I don't know. Both their defenses have looked a little suspect recently, so I can give it.
Fuck.
To them. I want to talk Bucks in NBA. I'm very curious to hear your.
Never been more happy to talk Bucks.
Hear where you're at on this. Tyrese Halliburton came out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere, but he has gone nuclear in this in-season tourney. Dame's comments were of note. I thought.
Dame's comments were bullshit. Dame's comments were bullshit. It's the first time I've been upset with Dame. Come on, man. Let the guy fucking celebrate.
Let it get under his skin.
It got under his skin. And maybe that's just him being on this new team and being an older guy and like getting used to it. But it's like, Dame, the whole reason, like, if anything, he should be like, all right, that guy's paying homage to you. Right. Like, yeah, he beat you, but he's paying homage to you. He's doing what you did, what made you what you are. Right. Like, that's sick. And I've been telling all my buddies this week, and like, they're all giving me shit about the Bucks losing yesterday. I was like, all right, whatever, fuck it, whatever. It's the midseason tournament, whatever. And everyone's giving me shit. I'm like, hey, I've watched on prime time twice. The Pacers beat my Bucks. Halliburton is a fucking sicko. Halliburton is my favorite non-Buck in the league. He is a goddamn. He's what they thought Ben Simmons was going to be, or Lonzo Ball. He's what they thought Lonzo Ball was going to be, and he's fucking fantastic. His shot is so ugly. It's so, but he's so.
Which makes it to me so much more enticing when it goes in.
But he gets open because his step back that he had last night was disgusting. He like got like 8 feet of separation. I'm like, it can be as ugly as you fucking want. He could have jerked off and then shot it. He had that much time off the step back.
Yeah, they're exciting. So like as part of the stream, I pick a stream team, make a futures bet on them. The Pacers is this year's stream team. Felt like I got in on them at a good time. I think they're just. I love when a team has an identity and they just push it to the max. Like Yeet, someone came in the chat. Yeet 56 says Magic NBA champs. I think the Magic. I love that they have an identity like that too, where it's just all defense and just play harder than you. The Pacers are all offense and run faster than you. Like I think that's exciting, and I think where I guess and the Bucks I guess are leaning into their offense identity, but I kind of feel like the Bucks haven't quite figured out exactly like how this team like. How much is it Giannis? How much is it Dame? Where do the other guys fit in? I feel like they're starting to figure out, and they have time, and they're 15-7. It's not like they're like struggling right now. But I feel like you probably feel the same way where things look good, but there's a little bit of some of these games don't really go well at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna sidestep for a quick comment. The Pacers and Magic, both of them right now, and it was the Cavs a little bit last year. They both remind me, based on watching them, of when the Bucks first started getting good. Because that's when I first became a Bucks fan. They kind of had nothing to lose. They had one kind of star, Giannis and Brancaro, Halliburton, I guess Mobley / Garland or whatever. Yeah. But Pacers, Magic especially, they're like, they had nothing to lose. they're going to go and fucking run. They're going to sprint. They're young. They're going to run, and you're going to get fucking tired, and you're going to get sick of them.
Right.
You're better than them at the end of the day. And slow ball in the playoffs, you're going to beat them because you're going to be able to slow it down.
Yeah.
But the regular season, you do not want to play them because they're going to fucking run, and they're going to tire your ass out.
Right.
Malik Beasley is not going to want to run around with fucking Halliburton all game. I'll tell you that. Like, Brooke Lopez doesn't want to run with about Miles Turner. Dame doesn't want to be running around with Buddy Hield. Like, give me a break. So that was my shout out to them. Those teams are fucking the Pacers are the highest scoring team in the NBA, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And most 3-pointers made in the game. They're fucking fun.
And what I will say quickly to that is I feel like the Bucks in that first step, they started like that. They were making momentum. And then it took a Drew Holiday or just one piece, and then that's how you step it up. So that's where the
But don't forget,
that's where
the one problem is we were a 1 seed before we got Drew at one point.
That's true.
Which is bizarre to think about. But Drew was the playoff push, right? We're that dangerous midseason team, but Drew was the key. So anyway, about the Bucks. Dame said it the other day before he fucking decided to touch the trophy and go 7 for 20 in the Pacers elimination game. He said it best. He's like, man, we've only played with each other for 21 games.
Yeah.
We have not figured it out yet. Right. No one figures it out that quick. Right. You don't just bring over a perennial superstar from, how many years did he play in Portland? 10, 12?
I think it was like, I think it's
8?
11 or 12.
8 to 11, yeah.
12.
You don't just bring over someone like that who literally every time he come down the floor, he touches the ball. There's not one possession, unless he's out of the game, that he doesn't touch the ball.
Right.
And you bring him over to a perennial team that's winning all the time, a 1 or 2 seed every year for the last 5 years, with not the best player in the world right now. I'll give it to Jokic, but one of the best, if not the best, for the last 5 years.
You got to figure it out.
You got to figure it out. And Giannis has also been improving his game, trying to do the whole, I can shoot now. I've been working on it. Okay, good for him, and he has been. It's been better, but you've got to take advantage of what you have.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've come out the gate. No one is saying the Bucks are like scary right now. The Bucks don't look that good right now. Right. Bucks defense is not, and they're still 15-7.
Yeah.
And the Celtics had a 20-point lead going almost in the fourth on Thanksgiving.
The Celtics also lost to the Pacers in the in-season tournament.
So, dude, no.
If we're just
the Pacers are fucking.
Going off of that, let's not even act like that. The game last night.
No, but I'm saying the Celtics owned us all game. I think it was on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It was one of those games, and they owned us all game. In the fourth quarter, we went on a huge run and came back and almost won. Then you saw the spark, and you're kind of like, once these guys figure it out and start getting going, and people figure out the roles, right. The things that scare me about the Bucks is Pat Connaughton's been god fucking terrible this year. He's usually always doing his role, doing whatever, but he's been letting up guys go right back door against him. He's been missing his 3. Sure. So it's kind of like, you need those guys to just do their role. Like Beasley's been doing his role. Portis has been doing his role. Lopez is either Middleton, and Middleton's still on minute restriction. Right. Middleton comes back, he's on minute restriction, and Giannis and Dame figure out what they're doing with each other. Yeah. I'm not really. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to figure it out. Yeah. It's funny. And honestly,
it's funny you say Brooke is inconsistent or up and down because that's what Yeet said too. Brooke Lopez is too inconsistent. I feel like I do agree. I think that there has to be a couple people who step into being ready to be on a championship team, which like Malik Beasley, are you ready to do this? Marvin Beauchamp, are you ready to contribute to this? I think those are some other questions, but I think you're right. The Dame and Giannis thing, it's figuring itself out if it hasn't already, and they've shown enough flashes.
And I also hate to be this fucker because I've been a lifelong Jay Crowder hater because I played against him in the playoffs so much. But he finally got it going this year. And when he was playing well, we won like 6 or 7 straight. And then he like tore his groin or some bullshit. So he's out for 8 weeks. But like that's the kind of guys that you need on your team. Right. You know, he's our PJ Tucker the year that we won the finals. Right. PJ Tucker scored, I think, 0 points 7 games in our finals run. But he was a critical part in winning it. Yeah. Right? He brought the He literally said he brought the dog culture to Milwaukee.
Yeah. Which
So
I guess they needed some. I don't know, but he bounced around.
they
He gave
needed
a lot
some.
of teams that, and it seemed to work. So.
The fuck. I mean, they're gonna be okay.
He was on the Bucks for that run too. That was insane.
I will never forget. He was fucking blacked out, belligerent drunk at the parade. He had his shirt off and he was like pouring champagne on his face. Like, Milwaukee, fucking dogs here. We're like, oh fuck, okay, yeah. I was about to get a tattoo of PJ Tucker on my chest. I was so fucking hyped up.
On your chest?
I get another Bucks tattoo. Yeah. We need more Bucks tattoos around here.
Yeah. Let's stop. Just give me the team you like the most in the West. Just give me some hot take about the Western Conference. And then I got like 10 more minutes.
Fuck the West.
I mean,
yeah, that was good. I got about 10 more minutes to do.
Yeats back with I don't know if you watch any Blazers basketball, but the Scoot Henderson has been
horrid.
Let me. Here, I'll do this. All
right. I'll let you get your Blazers time in.
Let me fill you in on Scoot Henderson and where he's at on Blazers.
Please do.
Because obviously he has a ton of time as well. We're not in any rush for anything. But having watched him enough now, he goes out there and he runs like fucking his ass is on fire, sprinting around the court, trying to do everything he can. Doesn't know where he is. Right? He'll drive to the hoop. You know he's going to drive to the hoop, and he can't make it. Or I'll know that his shots are predictable. His turnovers are really bad. He fouls a ton. And it's been tough to see the very good of him.
Sounds like Thompson.
He sounds like Thompson. There you go.
I hope he's still in the chat. That was for him.
But basically the point I'm trying to make is there's been a lot to not like about it, and I know he has a ton of time, but it feels like I've watched enough basketball to know that okay, this is not going to immediately be the second coming of Russell Westbrook.
Is he a freak athlete? Is that his whole thing?
That's what we thought. That's what we thought we were getting, and kind of every step that goes by, it seems like, because I think at a certain point when you get a rookie like that, you obviously put the expectations too high almost every time.
Was he second or third overall?
He was third overall. But it felt like a no-doubter, like second, like, oh, we got him over Brandon Miller. Like, we didn't want Brandon Miller.
It was him, Miller, and Wemby. Those were the three.
And I hate to be, shitting on him too much. I guess, to me, this team feels like it's coming along a little bit faster than him being, really out of place and really not knowing what's going on and being, a big minus in the plus-minus, as an example. We have other guys on this team who I think have been playing well as young guys. I think when the veterans and everyone's healthy, it'll start to click, and I worry
how's it
left behind.
How's Ayton been?
Ayton's been good. He's not being the problem with him in Phoenix was he was not aggressive and didn't really want to score. That's still there.
Really? You'd think that would open him up.
Right. And he has games and he's efficient when he does put his shots up. He's been a great defender, great presence in the paint, great rebounder. He needs to not be the focus of scoring because it's very clear he doesn't want to be. But
Anthony is hurt, right?
Anthony got back last game against the Warriors.
Okay, so he just got back.
Yeah, he put up 27. So he's back. Our offense has been the second worst in the league, basically, or worse in the league. But our defense has been pretty solid. And for I guess what Blazer fans are excited about, and where Scoot honestly, does fit in, is our defense has been the much better side of the ball, above average.
You guys have good athletes, man. That whole team is freakishly athletic.
Have you heard Toumani Camara's name at all?
Mm-mm.
So Toumani Camara is the second piece we got in the Nurk Ayton trade.
Yeah.
So we got a Warriors pick Ayton, or he might have gotten the Warriors from the Celtics. But we got Ayton and this rookie pick number 58 or something, Tumani Kamara. He has, since the preseason, worked his way into the starting lineup about 7-8 games, and he was on Steph all game during the Warriors game. This 4-year senior out of Dayton, guarding Steph Curry, 6'8", like 240 or whatever, guarding Steph, because that's how much of a defensive dog he is.
Oh, so he's just that guy.
He's like Matisse.
I see.
Matisse, but even a little bit bigger.
What about the kid from the Pelicans, Jones? Is he kind of like that?
Herb Jones, kind of like
Herb
that.
Jones, kind of like that.
Still got him definitely on defensive stuff, but like
that kind of mentality.
Yeah, he's a name if you he will be sticking around the Blazers for a while as well.
Nice.
So
how's Shaedon Sharpe been?
He's good. I wish he was more efficient than he is, but he's on a 3-game 25-point streak, so that's not bad.
And then what's going to happen with that power forward that you guys got from the Pistons? What's his fucking name?
From the Pistons.
The starting power forward you guys have. He's still there, right?
Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
2 years ago for the Pistons. Jeremy's a baller. He's hurt for a little bit. I think he got concussed. Is he playing tonight, actually? Let's see.
So starters would be Anthony, Jeremy, Ayton. Who are the other two? Who fills up the wings?
So
Tumani,
Anton, Shaedon in the backcourt, Jeremy at the 3, maybe Tumani at the 3, Jeremy at the 4, DeAndre Ayton at the 5.
That's a young, athletic fucking squad.
And right now,
Anthony was in the dunk contest last year, right?
Yeah, he won a dunk contest.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dunk contest fucking
and
sucks,
as
but
I
still.
speak, Tumani Kamara has 5 points in the beginning of our game. We're already down 7 to the Mavs, but yeah, I mean Blazers. The thing is, we're in the kind of that purgatory of like, we're tanking-ish and we're not relevant. But basically, to fill you in, Tumani Kamara is a name you need to listen out for. Scoot hasn't shown really anything all that good, but we still are giving him plenty of time because we have it, and we're defensive. We're a team of defensive dogs.
Kind of last thing here. I mean, kind of going off the Blazers, ending up probably at the end of the league, because I have no clue. I've been following a little bit of college basketball. Who are the top prospects coming out? Do you have any idea, who are some of the better players? I haven't followed it at all.
It's a lot of G League, and I watch a lot of college basketball. I think Isaiah Collier is going to do someone good. I don't think it's going to be – I don't think he's going to be anything insane.
All the guys I know, are Caleb Love, probably won't be that good in the NBA. Big white guy that transferred from Michigan to Kansas probably won't be that good. No.
It's like –
and those are the guys I know.
It's like and this is a I'm fine with the Blazers getting wins because I think you can hit just as hard at 10 this year than you can at 3.
Yeah. There's no Wembanyama this year, right?
So I'm fine getting wins and just building that sort of culture. We also have the Warriors first-round picks, so I'm glad about that. But yeah,
the Warriors have been terrible, so
yeah, which is fun to see. We gave them. I'm really annoyed. They're about to beat the Thunder too.
Fuck.
They're about to do it. But yeah, I don't see. Oh, actually, game's coming down to it. Chet's at the line, shooting 3 free throws. Draymond Green fouled Chet Holmgren on a 3. That's what's happening.
Chet gonna win Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, probably. I don't think the Spurs look pretty bad. Oh, the Warriors just tied it up, or the Thunder just tied it up. Okay, I think I probably should bounce. I did want to talk Mariners, but I think. I mean, we're in the off season, so we can get that.
Next time, I'm already too pissed off. I'm already too pissed off.
I'll let the Mariners see if they can show people the plan that they're hoping is in place.
Give me till next week. Once Shohei signs, bring me on, and I'll have a fucking firehouse.
Right, we'll do that next time. I know Soto's already out, so I know you guys are thinking Rosarena and
Paredes
is what I've heard.
Apparently, Mitch Garver came up today for a DH.
Sure.
God, it fucking sucks. I can't even get into it right now because I have an hour.
I'll let the plan kind of come to fruition a little bit more rather than have you speculate. But
Okay.
yeah, I think I gotta bounce.
I'm out of here too.
Yeah, but I
Time to
appreciate having you
live
on.
Friday.
Yeah.
Bring me back.
Yeah,
Let's
do
do
this
it.
whenever. I'm just, I usually kind of talk to myself or to the chat, whoever's in here. So it's fun to talk to one of the boys. But
Bring me on, especially if I know Thompson's on his little bitch ass
yeah, we'll
talking
get
shit in
Thompson.
the group chat.
We'll make Thompson actually show.
Give me
face.
a Thompson debate once. I'll cook his ass in front of all of his little friends.
But yeah, we'll get you on here back another time. You could be. I've had 2 other friends on, but maybe we can get you as the first recurring guest some of these days.
Okay, I'm ready. You know I'm ready.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. Have a good weekend.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Thanks, Jethro. Talk soon.
Later, brother. John Broom, everybody. All my good friends from college. Hope whoever's listening enjoyed that. Yeet. Appreciate you coming back and chatting. If you, we can do I'll do some NBA talk next week, some more. If you want to chat about that. Looks like Thunder and Warriors are going overtime. That's exciting. Might go try to check that on. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who stopped by. Thank you, Thompson. Thank you, Duff. I think Duff, if you follow me, or whoever followed me, I appreciate that as well. Ty, Thompson, again, Duff, Yeet, appreciate y'all. Thank you again to Broom for coming on. I'm hopping off. Going to enjoy the weekend. I hope everyone in here does too. Go Blazers, although we're already kind of blowing it. Go Dogs. Go Texans. Go Pacers. Take that in-season tourney home. And we'll be seeing. Take care, everyone.